Every single morning, millions of older adults wake up, walk to the kitchen, and pour themselves a glass of milk without thinking twice. They have done this for decades. Whole milk, low-fat milk, whatever was on sale last week at the grocery store. Because that is what they were always told. Drink your milk. It is good for your bones. It keeps you strong and healthy. But here is the question nobody ever asks. Is that same glass of milk still good for your body now, at 60, 65, or 70? Because here is something most people do not realize. The body you have today is not the same body you had at 30. If your doctor has mentioned creatinine or said your kidney numbers are slightly elevated, this conversation is for you. Maybe you have noticed swollen feet by evening or waking up 2 or 3 times each night to urinate. Maybe your blood pressure is harder to control than it used to be. Maybe you feel a deep tiredness that sleep does not fix. That glass of milk you drink every morning may not be as innocent as it looks. Stay with me for a few minutes. The problem with kidney decline is that it does not announce itself loudly. It moves quietly. It builds slowly over many years. By the time most people notice something is wrong, the kidneys have already been struggling for a long time without any obvious signs. What you drink every single day can either add to that burden or help ease it, and that includes something as simple as milk. In this video, we will talk about 3 milks that older adults with kidney concerns may want to seriously consider choosing. We will explain exactly why regular cow's milk can be harder on aging kidneys and what gentler, smarter options exist for your body now. This is not about fear. This is not about giving up everything you enjoy. It is about making one small, informed choice each morning. To understand why the type of milk matters after 60, you first need to understand what your kidneys actually do every single day. Your kidneys filter your blood, remove waste, balance minerals like phosphorus and potassium, regulate blood pressure, and control fluid levels throughout your body. When kidneys are young and healthy, they handle everything effortlessly. Salty meals, glasses of milk, high-protein dinners, no problem at all. But after 50, and especially after 60, kidney function naturally begins to slow down. The filtering units inside gradually decline in number. The kidneys become slower, less efficient, and more easily overwhelmed by things they once handled without any effort or difficulty. Regular cow's milk contains a meaningful amount of phosphorus, potassium, and animal protein. For young kidneys, those are not major concerns. But for older adults with declining kidney function, each of those 3 things becomes a potential daily burden on the body. Phosphorus that builds up can pull calcium from bones, weaken blood vessels, and force the kidneys into overdrive trying to restore mineral balance. Potassium that accumulates can affect heart rhythm in ways that are serious and sometimes sudden, which is not something to take lightly. Animal protein breaks down into waste products the kidneys must filter. More waste means more work for kidneys already running slower than before. Multiply 1 glass of cow's milk every morning by 365 days, and a small daily habit can have a large cumulative effect over time. The good news is that you do not have to give up your morning routine. You just need to make a smarter choice starting tomorrow. The third milk to consider is unsweetened cashew milk. When people first hear this, their reaction is usually skepticism, but the numbers tell a different story. What matters most when choosing a milk for kidney health is not where it comes from. It is what is actually inside that glass each morning. Specifically, you want to know how much phosphorus, potassium, sodium, and protein you are drinking with every single cup in the morning. Unsweetened cashew milk is typically much lower in phosphorus than cow's milk, and the natural phosphorus in cashews is not as easily absorbed by the body. Think of it this way. If cow's milk is a heavy backpack your kidneys carry up 5 flights of stairs, cashew milk is a small shoulder bag. Cashew milk is also substantially lower in potassium than cow's milk. For someone managing potassium through diet, this simple swap matters more than people realize. It is also quite low in sodium when you choose a clean product without a lot of added ingredients or preservatives on the label. Cashew milk is naturally low in protein too. For non-dialysis patients advised to moderate protein, less protein in your beverage means less waste for the kidneys to filter. Here is the part most people miss, and it is critically important. Not all cashew milk products are actually good for your kidneys at all. Many companies fortify plant milks with phosphate compounds like calcium phosphate or dipotassium phosphate to make them seem more nutritious than cow's milk. These are highly bioavailable forms of phosphorus, meaning the body absorbs them very readily and efficiently, which puts direct strain on already weakened kidneys. So the front of the carton may say plant-based, calcium-rich, and no added sugar. But the ingredient list on the back tells a very different story. The rule to remember is simple. Turn the carton around. Read the ingredient list, not the marketing printed on the front panel. Look for cashew milk with simple, clean ingredients, ideally just cashews, water, and perhaps a small amount of natural flavoring. Nothing else. If you see any ingredient with the word phosphate in it anywhere on that list, put the carton back on the shelf and keep looking. The second milk to consider is unsweetened rice milk. It tends to get overlooked in conversations about plant milks, but it deserves serious attention from you. For older adults with kidney concerns, unsweetened rice milk may be one of the most naturally kidney-compatible options available in most grocery stores today. Not because of anything special it contains, but because of what it simply does not contain in meaningful amounts at all. Rice milk is naturally very low in phosphorus. When phosphorus builds up due to poor kidney filtration, the body pulls calcium from bones to compensate. Over time, this weakens the bones and can calcify blood vessel walls, making arteries stiffer and more prone to serious cardiovascular damage over the years. Rice milk, in its natural form, contains very little phosphorus, and the phosphorus it does contain is from a plant source which is less efficiently absorbed. Rice milk is also notably low in potassium compared to cow's milk. For someone managing potassium through their daily diet, this difference is genuinely significant and helpful. It is also low in sodium when chosen carefully, which supports blood pressure management. Lowering sodium is one of the most important dietary moves for kidney health. Rice milk is very low in protein as well, reducing the nitrogen-based waste burden that the kidneys would otherwise have to filter out every single day. However, two things to watch for. First, many rice milk products in stores are sweetened. Added sugar can contribute to blood sugar instability that accelerates kidney damage. Second, many rice milk products are heavily fortified with phosphate compounds, just like cashew milk. Always read the ingredient list carefully before purchasing anything. Clean ingredients, no added sugar, no added phosphate. Those three rules apply to every milk on this list without any exceptions whatsoever. Rice milk has a mild, slightly sweet, neutral taste. It will not win any flavor awards, but for someone focused on what is going into their body, it works. The first milk on this list, and the one worth the most attention, is unsweetened flax milk. And here is why it earns the top spot today. Flax milk does everything cashew and rice milk do. It is low in phosphorus, potassium, sodium, and protein. But it also brings something extra to the table. Flax milk is made from flax seeds, which are one of the most concentrated plant-based sources of alpha-linolenic acid, a type of omega-3 fatty acid. For older adults with chronic kidney disease, inflammation is not just a background health concept. It is a central part of what drives kidney decline over time. The kidneys become inflamed, small amounts of scar tissue build up gradually, and filtering capacity decreases. Omega-3 fatty acids may help support the body's inflammatory response. Flax milk is typically very low in phosphorus when made simply, without phosphate additives. It is also generally very low in potassium in some products. Extremely so. Clean, unsweetened flax milk is low in sodium, which supports both blood pressure management and fluid balance throughout the body every single day. It is also nearly cholesterol-free and low in calories, which matters because the heart and kidneys are deeply linked. Supporting heart health indirectly supports kidney health too. Now, if you are on dialysis, this changes completely. Dialysis patients often lose protein during treatment and actually need to increase protein intake, not reduce it at all. If you are on dialysis, do not use this video as a guide for your protein choices. Work directly with your nephrologist and your renal dietitian. For everyone else, those in earlier stages, those watching creatinine numbers, those trying to protect kidney function, they still have flax milk, deserves serious daily consideration. And the same warning applies here as with every other milk on this list. Many flax milk products are fortified with tricalcium phosphate and other phosphate additives. The front of the carton will say excellent source of calcium, and it will look completely healthy. But for struggling kidneys, those additives are a hidden problem. Read the ingredient list every single time. No exceptions, no shortcuts, no trusting the front of the carton, because it looks clean and healthy. So here's a quick summary of what we covered today. 3 milks, all more kidney compatible than regular cow's milk for older adults with declining kidney function. Unsweetened cashew milk is gentle on the kidneys, lower in phosphorus and potassium than cow's milk, and contains healthy fats that may support the heart. Unsweetened rice milk is the simplest and most mineral light of the 3, naturally low in phosphorus, potassium, and sodium, and easy to find in most stores. Unsweetened flax milk does everything the others do, but also contains plant-based omega-3 fatty acids that may help support the body's response to inflammation over time. The single most important thing all 3 milks have in common is this: you must choose the right version, with no phosphate additives and no added sugar. You do not need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. What works is small, consistent changes made with intention and repeated every single morning over time. Tomorrow morning, before reaching for the same carton you always grab, pause for 30 seconds. Pick it up. Turn it around. Read the ingredient list on the back. If you see the word phosphate anywhere on that list, make a note to look for an alternative the next time you are at the store. None of this replaces medical advice. Not a single word of it. If you have kidney disease or take medications, speak to your doctor before making any dietary changes. Your kidneys have been working for you every single day for decades, quietly filtering, balancing, and protecting you without ever asking for a single day off. 1 better glass of milk each morning. 1 label read more carefully. 1 fewer salty meal this week. These are quiet acts of care that matter deeply. Quiet acts of care, repeated consistently over time, are how we protect the things that matter most. Start tomorrow morning. Turn the carton around. Your kidneys will notice.